What is going on, everybody? How you doing? Hope all is well. Just gotta turn the phone down so we don't go ahead and get any kind of beeping and ringing and stuff like that. Hope everybody's doing well. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the 33rd episode. Although 33 doesn't seem like enough. 33rd episode of an old Sports Talk podcast. Johnny's going to be a little late, but hey, that's okay. No worries. Let's see what we have going on here. Um, Man, World Cup. Um, Disappointing. The U.S. Went out the way they did, but what are you gonna do? I mean, it is what it is. I mean, let's face it. When it comes to football, soccer, or football, or soccer, whatever you want to call it, we have a ways to go. Not sure why. I mean, we have we have some of the the best athletes around. I mean, you know. We have facilities. I don't know. Maybe it's the emphasis of it when they're younger. I don't know. But hey, we will see what happens as we go forward. Egypt, Argentina, incredible. What an incredible comeback from Messi. Going to be interesting to see what happens with him. Uh, is this his last World Cup? I don't think it's his last World Cup. I don't know if he's said anything, but maybe he has, maybe he hasn't, but who knows? I mean, that's really, that's really about it there for the World Cup. Um, NHL, not a lot going on in hockey right now. Um, Alex Ovechkin did say he's not sure how many more years he wants to play. He thinks maybe one or two more, maybe two more. So interesting. Again, not a lot of other stuff going on in hockey right now. It's kind of that. You'll get a lot of the free agent stuff already happened. Trades already happened. That happens in the beginning. Now it's not going to be that much. Maybe a here or there you might have somebody, but to be honest with you, it's going to go ahead. Hey, what's up, Boom Slang? How you doing, buddy? Hope all is well. Um, so hockey, not going to be that much going on. NBA is kind of sort of in the same situation, but you still have some names out there that nobody knows what's going on. The biggest one is LeBron James. Not sure where he's going to end up. There is talk of him going to Philadelphia with the moves Philadelphia made. There's talk about him going back to Miami, going back to Cleveland. There was a rumor that he was going to maybe go up to Golden State. Golden State supposedly was going to try and get Anthony Davis. Washington said no, they're not going to do that move. But Washington just made a trade for DeAndre Ayton. So maybe that opens up them for an 80 trade to potentially, Golden State. Because supposedly AD and LeBron wanted to go to Golden State and play. Who knows? I mean, I don't, it's LeBron. I guess, maybe figures, hey, either play with some people he wanted to play with. I don't know if him going to Golden State makes them all of a sudden a contender. I don't think so. If he's smart, I mean, let's face it. There's three teams he would go to. He'd go to OKC, see if they would take him on a vet minimum. San Antonio, I mean, that would be pretty good. That young squad they have there, that wouldn't be a bad place to go ahead and land. And then there is, with the New York Knicks, and I'm not sure about that. There was talk about, there was some fallout there when, what's his name, when Phil Jackson was president of basketball operations, I think it was, and he made some comments to LeBron. LeBron didn't like him, so who knows? Who really knows? You know, like I said, I don't think there's a lot of I don't think there's a lot of stuff going on in basketball right now to really be concerned about. One interesting thing: Tim Hardaway Jr., the Miami Heat are going to let Tim Hardaway Jr. wear Tim Hardaway's number 10. I think that's pretty cool. from that standpoint. But like I said, I don't think there's a lot going on with basketball right now. Teams are trying to see, again, I think LeBron is the only real name out there to sign, but I mean, does that really matter? I mean, I guess at this point, like I said, if he wants to try and chase rings, go right ahead and try and trace a ring. I think it's ridiculous. But, hey, players have done it before. Not players of his caliber. You don't normally see that or hear about that type of player, chasing a ring. Well, a lot of times it's a guy who was a really good player, but never went ahead and had a ring. I've never won a ring. If I've seen that type of stuff going. People talked about like David West when David West went to Golden State. Those types of things. Who knows? We'll see. But to me, if it's all about him going ahead and getting another ring, I think there's really two, maybe three teams, maybe four a maximum. That would that would be good. Um, I mean, I don't think he'd go to Boston. Cleveland would be interesting. Hello, Larkin. How you doing? Uh, Cleveland would be very interesting. I'm not 100% sure. If it would, if they would do it though. Man, Larkin, what a game yesterday! 16-12. Your Royals beating up my Mets. I mean, that was pretty amazing. 7 run. I mean, man, 7 runs in the seventh inning. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I was surprised. They leave these pitchers out there, and they were just getting lambasted. And then this new guy, I don't even know who the hell this Sealinger guy is. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. Trying to win MVP. Yeah. Uh, but what about that Tolbert kid, Tyler Tolbert, trying to make major league record with with hits in 12 consecutive plate appearances. That's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. See if he comes back down to earth. But it's only 1-0 right now, top of the fourth inning. Um, yeah, like I was saying, with LeBron, you know what? Let him do what the hell he wants to do. I really don't. I'm not gonna lie. I really don't care that much. Where he goes. Um, Not a lot from football. There is, that whole Arnold thing with Detroit. That guy, that's crazy. Uh, yeah, I guess the biggest news, um, coming out of football, is the Taylor Swift Travis Kelsey wedding. Uh, the only thing I can think of. That's probably the only thing. Some bad stuff in the NFL, sad things in the NFL, a couple of sad stuff, but we won't talk about those. Um, yeah, and then Major League Baseball, pretty cool today. Um, Man, Dylan Cease lost his no hit bid against the Giants in the ninth inning. I'm not a, not a big. I like Dylan Cease. I thought it would have been nice if the Mets would have tried to sign him, but you know, him going ahead and and getting one out from a or loses the no hit bid in the ninth inning. That's kind of tough. Would always like to see and hear about no hitters. I like those. Uh, I don't know. Justin Verlander has finally said this is going to be his last year. Is that good, bad? I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's one of those guys where I think if he would have gone ahead and left, a couple years ago, I don't think people, would have really cared that much. Um, He's a three-time Cy Young winner. He won two world championships. He's MVP, so he's a Hall of Famer. 43 years old. He'll make his 10th appearance next week, being named. He was a legacy pick. I'm sorry, a legend pick by Manfred. So he'll be pitching for the American League. Um, yeah, I think it's good for him. Good for him. It has to happen to all of them. At least he gets to go ahead and go out retiring. Detroit, I'm sure when he went back to Detroit, I bet you he expected more. I don't think he expected to be 9 games under 500 after 90 games played. Uh, they're only 6.5 games out of first place, so it's not like they're completely out. We'll see what happens when Skubal gets back. What happens to him? Where's he going to go ahead and where's he going to be? Is he going to still be there? Will people go ahead and you know and take a shot on him? Uh, he pitched. Oh, he already came back. Oh, he pitched. Oh, shit. Tyreek School's been back for a while. My bad. Just goes to show you. Just goes to show you how much I paid attention to him coming back. I actually thought he was supposed to be out longer than, basically a month and a half. I thought he was out like 3 months. I thought he was coming back. You know, I thought he was supposed to be back like now, and he was going to get maybe one or two starts before the All Star break. But I mean, he's been, you know, pretty decent. I mean, in a couple of tough outings, but I mean, overall, his last two outings really, really good. Uh, it's gonna be, he's an interesting, he's an interesting one to figure out when you think about guys that could potentially be traded. Will they trade him? Will they not trade him? I mean, honestly, I think they probably should still look at trading him. He, he's not. I mean, I would say he would he would stay. I just don't think he will. There's nothing that makes me believe that he will stay. Yeah, and now he's full time. I mean, I you know I don't blame the guy walking. Um, Philadelphia's got a good team. They played really well since he's been there. Maybe he thought he wanted to wind down, but maybe because he is uh maybe because he is a manager rather than a coach, maybe that makes him want to stick around. Mets have the second worst record. Kenneth Bird, how you doing? Hope all is well. Um, yeah, I can understand. Like I said, I can understand. I mean, I get. Um, you know, I get mad. I get it. Like I said, I think to me, he was a coach. He wasn't the manager. Now he's back in the manager seat, and it feels good. Dodgers. I'm sorry, Colorado Rockies right-hander Domingo Acevedo, a 3-year major league veteran pitching with AAA Albuquerque, was suspended for 80 games Wednesday after a positive test for performance enhancing substance stanzanol under the minor league drug system. He's the eighth player disciplined this year. Eighth player. Wow. Eight players have gone ahead and been disciplined this year. Juster Jurickson Profar suspended for for the entire season. He failed his second one offense. Max Kepler, who he had a ban 80 games for whatever that is. He signed with Arizona and returned to the big leagues. The Yankees made history again, strike out 17 times for the Rays. That is 2 games in a row that they have 17 strikeouts. Yep, hit a home run last night. Yeah, I tell you, I always, I thought Max Kepler uh, would have been better than he was, to be honest with you. Uh, I know he played for a long time. He just never seemed to, he had like 1, 2 decent years with the Twins, but you know, nice of him to try and cool the fans off with all those whiffs. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty amazing when you think about it. In that it, it's again second game in a row. I mean, that's unbelievable. I mean, that's 34 strikeouts in 2 games. That means they only got 20 outs in 2 games. They only got 20 outs by putting the bat on the ball. 20. That's crazy. 17 strikeouts. Paul Goldschmidt struck out 4 times. Jose Calabrero struck out 4 times. Wow. And Aaron Boone, in his great wisdom, says we're going to have nights where you're up against a dominant pitcher, especially in the game where you have those double-digit strikeouts here and there. Really, Aaron. But we got to do a better job of getting the ball in play. You know, it's it's stuff like that that makes you understand why Aaron Boone is a big league manager. You have to do a better job of getting the ball in play. I mean, not a lot of managers have that kind of, thought process of getting the ball in play, making the other team have to put in some effort to getting outs. I mean, I managed rec ball. I managed, girls fast pitch softball, boys baseball for many, many, many years. And man, if I only would have had the insight to tell my players, let's get the ball in play and see what happens. That's why you're the manager of the Yankees. That is why you are the manager of the New York Yankees. The crazy thing is they struck out 17 times, but they also got 11 hits. 11 hits. Struck out 17 times, but they had 11 hits. Crazy. And they already have strikeouts in today's game. Yeah, that National League West, I mean, they're 14 games up. I mean, that's just crazy. I mean, ugh, you know, I mean, even Milwaukee is 1 game behind them for overall record, and the baseball team from Georgia is 6.5 games back. I mean, it's I don't know. And the thing about them is, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, when you look at them and you look at their roster and you look at what is going on and stuff, like you look at their pitching and you don't. I mean, I'm not trying to be. I mean, yes, you have guys that are playing well. I'm not saying anything, but you know, there are things guys are playing better than you thought they would. That Roblisky guy, I mean, he's 4-1, which you think he'd have a lot more wins. Um, you know, but I mean, I'm sorry, what am I? He's 4-1 in like the last 10 games, I think it was. I mean, he's 10-2 with a 2.69 ERA. It's nuts. They are only up 2 games. Yeah, yeah. I mean, those two teams were playing like trash, and they turned it around. Mattingly turned it around, and the baseball team from Georgia. I mean, you could say what you want to say about them. I mean, I can't stand them. I will not. Um, I will. Well, everybody knows my thoughts. Uh, everybody knows my thoughts on them. But when you look at them, and the funny thing is their pitching was decent. They got a couple guys who've kind of fallen back to earth and everything. Drake Baldwin is an incredible player. I mean, he is really good, and Matt Olson is doing well. Austin Riley is just absolute trash this year, but yeah, yeah. I mean, they are a good team. They have, like I said, Drake Baldwin, incredible. I mean, yeah, he's not hitting for average, but 15 home runs, 43 runs batted in. He's playing, good behind the dish. Olson, Albies, Riley, Dubon. I mean, but again, then you look at it's like Ronald Acuna Jr. back on the IL. Who knows, who knows how long, he's going to be out. His hamstring, he might go ahead and do a rehab next week, you know. But not like, but actually, that's another team. It's like, how they doing it? Because when you look at their stats, they really have two, three guys that are hitting. But after that, everybody else is that not like nobody's tearing the cover off the ball. But then again, that's all of Major League Baseball. It really is crazy when you look at it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the only thing that makes him better than Robert is that he's got an MVP. That's it. But right now, I mean, it's they're 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. There's really not a massive difference. Um, there's really not a massive difference, between them. Not at all. You know, it's gonna be see now, like that's a guy right there who you wonder what's gonna happen from a right. That's what I mean with injuries. Yeah. But I mean, you look at their overall numbers. I mean, their numbers I don't think are that. I mean, they're the only thing, the only difference between the two is that Robert is basically a free agent after this year. I think it's like the Mets have a club option. Ronald Acuna Jr. He is got well, he's he has a club option also. For $17 million. I, I gotta believe they're gonna go ahead and take it. He has two club options to take him to the year 30, to his 30th till he's 30 years old. Kid's not even 30 years old yet. What's up, Big John? Happy birthday, my friend. Happy birthday. Um, you know, Acuna, yeah. I mean, you know, we'll see. Like I said, to your point, there's not a lot of difference about there's not a lot of not a big difference, between them. Like I said, the only difference you have right now is yeah, I'm looking on Spotrac right now, and unless I'm reading it wrong, when you click on Ronald Acuna Jr.'s name, his 2026 season 17 million, and then club option next year 17 million, club option the year after that 17 million. So, I mean, you got to believe that, they're going to exercise, the two if we have baseball in 2027. You got to believe they're going to exercise that. I mean, when he signed that contract, he signed that 8 years, um $100 million. That's the one thing I give the baseball team from Georgia some credit. I'm not saying it works out always, but they have a tendency to see some of these guys and they lock them up. Spencer Strider. I mean, yes, hurt again, but I mean, he's a guy who's making $20 million this year, 22 million next year. If he can right himself, you know, not a bad deal. Austin Riley, he signed 10 years for 212 million. He's got, a number of years left, but he's still in that $22 million a year. Uh, where's Ozzy? Ozzy's an interesting one. Ozzy signed 7 years, 35 million. They just excised the club option for 7 million. They have another club option in 2027 for 7 million. They do a good job. I mean, they may not win world championships, but they do a good job of taking these guys and locking them up. Yeah, I agree. I don't know what the hell happened to Austin Riley, but man, he just I don't know. It just goes to show you, you know, with baseball, what makes it crazy, is you take a kid like Austin Riley, he had 3 good years, 21, 22, and 23. He was about 35 home runs, upper 90s RBI average, a guy, um, hitting probably, I don't know, 290 ish, 285 ish, 3 years in a row. And then all of a sudden, walking, same thing that happened with Acuna, same thing with a guy like Robert. 2024, 110 games injured. 2025, 102 games, injured. He's played 90 games this year, so that's good. He's played every single game, this year, so that works out. But I mean, 9 home runs, batting 212. Not good. But there are a lot of young guys that are just not doing well. Like, remember, and you think how, from a card perspective, like lately, look at Jackson Holiday. Look at what his cards were. What people were forking over for Jackson Holiday cards. I'm glad I didn't. I like the kid. I think the kid has the potential. You know, he's young. He's only 22 years old, so you got to give a little grace there. Hello, everybody. Look who's back at the big
What's
show.
that?
Like Jackson Holiday, who's only 22 years old, but man, he's batting 183. Yes, I understand it's 40 games coming off injury, but for guys in the card community who went ahead and were like, oh my gosh, let me go ahead and buy a bunch of Jackson Holiday stuff. Might be a good time to go ahead and try and buy now when he's down. You know, but just talking some baseball stuff. Just not really a whole bunch of other stuff. Just talking about how
Right.
some of these players. They sign these contracts and where they are with the injuries and all this other kind of stuff. And looking at like when we're looking at standings and everything, and Dodgers are already up by 14 games.
Yeah, I don't. No, nobody's catching them unless they end up really going on a bad streak at some point, which I
I
doubt.
mean, that's crazy, dude. I mean,
If they
that
had
is that.
if they had the playoffs now, do they even take any of those guys? And like the ones that are 14 games behind, would they go to the playoffs or no? If they wouldn't, would they?
Unless they can go ahead and get the wild card. Like you look at Arizona. I mean, it's going to be tough, right? Arizona and San Diego are both 14 games back of LA of the Dodgers, but they're 4.5 games out of the final wild card spot.
Which would be the Cardinals, right? At 10.5 games.
The Cubs, Philly, and Miami are the top three wild card teams.
Okay.
But I mean that's what see, this is the one thing about baseball, right? So now you take a team like Arizona, you take a team like San Diego. No wild card teams making the playoffs, or only one wild card team making the playoffs. They're probably sellers. They're probably looking to see what they can unload. But now what's going to happen is, Arizona, they keep doing what they're doing. Wow, do I make a move? Do I do this? The Nationals are 3.5. Pirates are 3. Cardinals are 2. You know, those teams now become, if they keep going the way they're going, when it gets, in 3 weeks now, when when we're in that last week of July and we're getting near the trading deadline, are they buyers? Are they sellers?
That's
I
a
mean,
good
what's
point.
crazy, you look at the American League. The American League is even more nuts in that you have you have the Angels, which are 10.5 out from the last playoff spot, the Royals 8.5 out, and then the Athletics are 5. Athletics 5, Tigers 5, Orioles 4.5, Red Sox 4, Blue Jays 3, Twins 1.5, Astros 1.5. So you have all these teams now that probably in reality should be selling. They may be buyers, but who are they going to buy from?
Right.
Right? Are they going to
I
go
don't
to
think either.
Colorado? Are they
I
going to
think
go to San
it's gonna be
Francisco? Are they
sellers.
going to go to the Mets? Are they going to go to the like you wonder? Hey, I know nobody wants to talk about them, but if you're the Angels, you got Mike Trout sitting there. Not that Trouty is having a great year.
They
Not
can't really do anything with him, can they? Because he has that no trade clause.
he does. Um,
I mean, can they outright just say, "Look, we're done with you. See you later"?
no, they can't do that. He's a 10-5. He's a 10-5 guy, and plus his contract. But you could go to him and say, "Hey, Mike, look, you know, Seattle wants you. Philadelphia wants you. We have some teams that have called to see if you might be available. If we were going to go ahead and accept something, maybe they say, hey, if we were going to accept something, you know,
Would you want to go there?
where would you want to go, right?
And I'm pretty sure I've read that he'd like to finish his career in Philly, close to home. So,
I think so. I've heard that same type of thing before. Also, that that he if
and he's good friends with Harper, I believe.
yeah, yeah, he'd probably go to Philly. He'd probably go to Philly. But now the thing about him, when you excuse me, when you look at it, is he still had after this year, he still has 4 years left on his deal.
Wow.
He's 34 years old. He's signed till he's 38 at $37 million a year.
I just don't think he's worth that much anymore.
I don't
Maybe,
think so.
maybe in the beginning, maybe, but not anymore.
Because back in 2018, he signed the 12-year, $426 million contract.
Now it's probably the well, I don't know. Did Otani make bigger one then? No.
No, I mean Otani has to be. I think if you go back to like 2018, 2019, that was. I mean, when he signed his, it was the monster.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, I like how my team's doing. I like to see the Marlins lose a couple more, but
And you know what the funny thing is just before he signed that 12-year, $426 million contract in 2015, and he signed a 6-year, $144 million contract.
Jeez.
So it looks like they wiped out. But okay, so look, the contract he has. Here's the details. If he wins the AL MVP, he gets $500,000 bonus. If he gets a Golden Glove, a Silver Slugger, or he's the ALCS MVP, he gets $100,000. If he's the All-Star MVP, he gets $50,000. Home game suite / diamond club seats. You can't afford them yourself, you lazy. That shit
Right?
contains no opt-outs, full no trade clause. So to your point, they'd have to go ahead. To your point, he's only going where he wants to go.
Yeah, he's not gonna. I mean, I can see it possibly the way the Mets spend money. Possibly he might go there, but I doubt it. I think he'd probably go to Philly before anywhere else.
Well, I think he'd go to Philly because he probably, when you think about it, if you're talking about going to Philadelphia, you're talking about being in probably a better position to win.
True.
Whereas if you go to, let's face it, if you go to, if you go to the Mets, you're hoping for a wing and a prayer. Yep, never won a playoff game.
Yep.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He might be, but I'm saying that you have to ask him and say, hey, where do you want to go?
If he has that type of a choice, it's going to be Philly. I'm pretty sure.
I'll only accept one trade. Where? To the Dodgers.
Oh man, that would be sick. That's a guarantee playoff for him. Him and Otani back together.
Yeah.
How about Soto getting beer thrown at him for striking out? I laughed at that video. Like I like your boy, but you don't have it anymore. I'm sorry.
Who?
Soto. He needs that. I don't know whether it's just the money got to him or whatever, but he just does not look like he used to, like playing wise.
I think, honestly, with him, I hate to say it. I mean, I think he looks around with the Mets and stuff like that, and I think he realizes he may be further away, from contending than he is closer.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Now, I mean, we have a bunch of young talent, But in my opinion, how do you like? How do you convince a Juan Soto to say, "Hey, look, it's it's probably going to be a tough 5, 6 years."
Yeah.
But man, you know when you're about halfway through with that contract, boy, woohoo! I mean, I just don't. I don't know how. I don't do that now. There is supposedly people say, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, gonna have to watch out. He has that opt out. Blah 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 blah." Um, not gonna worry about it at all because he has an opt out after the 2029 season, but the Mets can void the opt out by adding $4 million a year from 2030 to 2039.
Damn.
So they can add $40 million to a $765 million contract. I don't think they're going to go ahead and think twice about it.
What's up, Crafty?
Yeah, you're right, Locking, about that salary cap. The 37 million would hurt him a lot. Crafty, what is going up, buddy? How you doing? Hope all is well.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing. I don't know, not really, because Trout coming to my team, but he's always hurt. He's hurt too much lately. So we're a young team. We're doing good. I mean, I was hoping Woods would pick it up a little more than he is, but I mean, he's still batting decently and has 25 home runs. So I mean, we're beating the Astros in the sixth right now. I need the Mariners to come back. It's Phillies losing, we're winning. I need them to lose. Braves are winning. I'm not worried about them, but I need the Mariners to do something. But they don't have Julio in the lineup either. So
I mean, Woods hitting 270,
yeah,
and not for nothing, but in today's baseball, 270. He's tied. That's a top 50 hitter in MLB this year.
yeah.
That's absolutely ridiculous. That you're batting 270 and you're tied for the 50th rank in MLB.
Yeah.
Good. Been put together a bunch of lots to do a show soon. Oh wow.
Nice.
Where are you going to do your show? On your channel? On what platform you're going to use to do your show? Well, that's the thing. When you look at MLB overall, that's where the craziness comes from, John. I mean, Juan Soto just dropped below 300.
Yeah.
But right now, there's only what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's only 10 guys batting 300 or higher. 10. Wow. That's all of Major League Baseball.
Yeah, I'm looking at the average right now for this season is 244.
Right. Yeah, 244.
Wow.
So a guy like, Woods at 270, 25 home runs and something, that's like that's MVP worthy.
I was hoping he would have been for the All-Star game. I mean, he's an alternate, and Abrams got the call, but I mean,
must be position-wise. Only thing I could think of.
Yeah, I mean, Abrams isn't doing terrible, but I can't believe that Otto Lopez is doing as well as he is. 346.
Mm-hmm.
Only 9 home runs. Damn.
Yeah.
Let's see who's.
I agree, Lockhart. I don't know when you look at them, they're another team, that you look at and you say, where's it coming from? mean, right now their starting outfield is Lamont Wade Jr., Taylor Tremmel, and Cam Smith.
It's okay. We're beating them right now, 8-1. Bottom of the sixth. Philly's
Who? Philly?
7-2. No, we're playing the
Houston.
Astros. Philly is losing to the Reds right now, 7-2. The Mets are up 1-0 over the Royals in the top of the sixth. Braves over the Pirates, top of the ninth, 2-0, and Mariners, bottom of the eighth, 2-0. Marlins are up 2-0 on the Mariners. So we'll gain one on Philly, probably lose one, not gain anything on Mariners or Marlins.
Did you did you see the score of that Royals Mets game from yesterday?
I did.
Holy crap!
That was what was ours yesterday too. That way, no.
You scored 12 runs and you still lose.
Yeah, that's sad.
You know, and it's like, what the f happened there?
There's been a lot of big like scoring games. It's certainly surprising.
Yeah.
Who do we got next after them?
I have to. Oh, the home run derby. Wilson Contreras and Jack Caglione are going to. Jack Cags is going to be in the home run derby.
Wow.
Salvi. How do you feel about that, Larkin? Junior Caminero and Ben Rice. So you got Cags, Contreras, Caminero. Wow. Holy cow.
Who's in it for the National League for the home run derby? Just curious.
Those are the only. I mean,
ones who have said they're doing it so far.
Pick. Power average home run does 418 this season. Runner up. Witt was the runner up in 24. Doesn't really say. You could dominate that or could mess them up again. Yeah, that's the thing about the Derby, man. You know, there are a lot of guys that are like, oh, I don't really know. Yeah, right now the only 4 participants, which I'm assuming there should be more. But Junior Caminero, Ben Rice, Jack Caglione, and Wilson Contreras. Those are your only 4 guys who have decided to participate.
And that's all American League too.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. Nobody from the National League has said, hey, I'll do it.
I'm curious to see if Soto jumps in there, but
I just don't see him doing that kind of stuff, man. I just think, you know.
He did what, I think, for 2 or 3 years, and then he opted out the last couple.
Yeah, Harper. I tell you, a guy, you know, Schwarber is one that surprises me that you would think would be a guy who would go in every single year because it ain't like going to the home run derby is going to mess him up.
Right.
Because right now he's, you know, I mean, most of the time, I should say, he's home run or bust.
True.
Yeah. I mean, is Schwarber afraid that's going to ruin his 255 average?
I know, right? Is it really going to hurt you? I agree. Schwarber, he might just because he's from Philly or in Philly, so.
Yeah. He's another guy that you Giancarlo Stanton is another one of those guys that should go ahead and pencil his name in for this type of stuff because he's not going to have any. If the only way it affects him is if it, in reality, is if he hurts his wrist.
Right.
I mean, that's really the only way. But he's on the DL. And he hasn't even gone ahead and done any running yet. But he's a guy that should be one of those guys that should friggin' do it. Yeah,
I wouldn't mind seeing Woods in there. He's got 25 for the year just to see how he would do. Young kid.
Yeah.
But I doubt it.
Hey, Stan's going to have a hard time getting to 500 home runs like he wanted to. He's going to have a real hard time. Because although he has 2 years, well, he has basically 1 year left. They have a club option in 2018. He signed through 2027.
You're right, Long. It is all about the pitcher who's throwing to him.
Yeah, if your pitcher is off, he's going to hurt you. Yeah. This is going to be, make the changes that they made this year will be interesting. Man. Freaking crazy.
It is.
And like I said, when you look at baseball and you look at just overall stats and everything, it's just, I don't know, it really is amazing that you're talking 10 guys that are hitting over 300. Hell, there's only like 23 guys that are hitting over 290. That's how Woods gets at 270. He's a top 50 hitter because of that. I'm not saying that's good. I'm not even saying that's good. I'm just saying that's just the way it is.
Yeah. But yeah, figure like we saw, the average is 244. I mean, that's not that great.
And baseball wants to expand more.
Where are they going to expand to? Seriously. We're going to put a team in Iowa, North Dakota.
They wanna so there's talk of Salt Lake City. There's talk of Nashville, Charlotte, Portland, Raleigh, North Carolina. Because they have the Hurricanes and the Hurricanes do really well, and they just won. I think Raleigh, in my opinion, I know Charlotte, bigger city, but Raleigh, I think seems like more like a sports town. There's a lot of minor league baseball in that area also. But look, Montreal is potential.
Yeah, I saw there. I read something about how does Montreal get the team back? What would they have to do? And it was like there's so much they would have to do. I mean, but anything's possible. I don't understand the Salt Lake though. I really don't. There's really no reason.
Yeah, because all they got is they have basketball and they have basketball. They have hockey. From that standpoint. The one that is interesting for me is Sacramento. Sacramento, they're talking about, has an opportunity, but and the reason why they're looking at Sacramento is because the A's are there right now, and what's going on there.
Right.
But they're talking about it. Like, if you look at where the A's play, what does that stadium hold? 10,000, 12,000, maybe.
I'm not sure.
So what are you gonna do? You're gonna, are you do you are you going to try and are you gonna try and convince us that, hey, you know? So let's see. When they played the Marlins, this is probably not going to be a good thing to look at. I don't know if they have attendance. I don't see attendance. Recap, Gamecast. I wonder what the attendance. Oh, so they played the Marlins, and the Marlins. Look, it's not like the greatest one either, but they had 8,600 people go see them.
Wow.
Right, and that's against the Marlins. If you look at if you look at them and say, okay, the Dodgers. When the Dodgers came to town, 12,387.
So they're coming to see the Dodgers, like Shohei and all them. They're not coming to see the A's play. That's for sure.
They probably would need definitely a dome because it gets hot. Yeah, Sacramento is crazy.
I just think California has enough teams. They're good.
Yeah.
PA
You
has
would think
enough
the
teams.
Southeast would probably need, because if they talk about this crazy ass realignment that they're talking about potentially doing, that's another one where they would probably want a team in North Carolina. I hate to say it, or not that I hate to say it, but a team in North Carolina would make sense because you figure, looking geographically, if they go with this 4 divisions of 4 teams in each division, right now in the Southeast you have the team in Georgia, and then you have the 2 in Florida.
True. They could put one in Louisiana because they already have a stadium ready, technically.
True.
I don't know what you would call them, but hey.
True, but Louisiana would be closer. Really, would be closer to Texas.
True.
So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. The realignment is freaking crazy. Realignment has the AL Northeast.
You're right, Logan. Nashville would fit. That wouldn't be a bad play.
Nashville would definitely fit.
Put a team in West Virginia. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
But the realignment, so the AL Northeast, Yankees, Mets, Red Sox, and Philly.
What were they doing there? Say that again.
This realignment that they're talking about, it would be American League and National League. There'd be 4 divisions, 4 teams in each division. So they are expecting 2 expansions to get to 32. That was the AL East. The AL Mid Atlantic would be Baltimore, Washington, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. The AL Great Lakes would be Minnesota, Detroit, Milwaukee, and Toronto. The AL Southeast would be Georgia, Miami, Tampa Bay, and then an expansion team somewhere down this way. The National League Midwest, the Cubs, the White Sox, St. Louis, and Cincinnati. National League Central, Colorado, Kansas City, Texas, Houston. The National League Southwest, Dodgers, Padres, Angels, Diamondbacks. And the National League Northwest, Seattle, the A's, the Giants, and an expansion team in the Northwest.
So what's the National League East look like?
There is no National League East.
So all the teams that are now in the National League on the East Coast are all going to be American League teams. That's just makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't know who comes up with these ideas, but
I don't know, man.
I agree, Locke. When you have it like that, there's no reason to have a salary cap at that point.
Yeah. You know, I mean, the two New York teams, Boston and Philadelphia, it's a bloodbath division.
Yeah.
I mean,
where did your Mets come in at?
With the Yankees, the Red Sox, and Philly.
At least my team has a shot with
When you
Baltimore.
look at the Southeast, an expansion team, Tampa Bay, Miami, and the baseball team from Georgia.
Wow.
I mean, Tampa Bay is they're good. They're going to do their thing, but I mean, it's just.
I hope that does not pan out because that's just the dumbest way to do things.
Yeah. Well, like, why do this? I mean, I don't understand. I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, there's something to do here with. I would have to believe, number one, you don't have a balanced schedule. You have an unbalanced schedule, right?
Right.
This goes ahead. So this way, you're not having Seattle having to come to all the West, the East Coast, the East Coast teams, stuff like that, right? Seattle going to Miami, or Miami going to Seattle. I mean, I get that. I understand that part. Boston going down to San Diego, same type of thing. I would have to believe the schedule is going to be unbalanced.
Yeah, it kind of would have to be.
I don't
need to speak to. It's kind of like they don't know what they're doing yet. They're just like, all right, let's do this, see what it looks like. And when are they supposed to find those teams?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing, excuse me, the one thing that they are doing is that they're talking about this 5 years down the road.
Okay, so it's not like.
Well, they're saying that the formal process expected to begin after the next collective bargaining agreement is established. Expansion fees. Check this shit out. The expansion fee is expected to be between $2 and $2.5 billion
to bring a team into the league
per market. Yeah.
Please.
I mean,
there's people that got that money, but I mean, really, you're going to own a team somewhere in the southeast, and somewhere in the west, probably.
Yeah, I don't.
That just makes no sense. But.
Well, your expansion would be the way when you look at what the potential realignment is, the expansion shows a team in the southeast. So that would be maybe the Nashville, Charlotte, Raleigh, one of those things. And then it would be up in the northwest, which makes you believe maybe a Portland. I think if they're trying to go to the northwest, Portland is really the only one that makes sense. unless you can figure out a way to have the Giants, agree to being that the A's are leaving, now you'd have to have the Giants would have to agree to let a team go into Sacramento. But when you think about big cities in those areas, once you go ahead and take out Sacramento, take out Portland, where the hell else you gonna go?
Well, you said what, Salt Lake?
Well, Salt Lake would real. I mean, you could do Salt Lake. Salt Lake would make sense because you have your that division, that Northwest division, has the Las Vegas A's in it. So if you did Salt Lake, that one could go ahead and work there. So that's probably the three cities you're talking about if you're looking at this alignment working the way it is.
Right.
That's cheap. Yeah, it's just a couple billion, you know. But I mean,
I just think that's way too expensive to bring it in.
well, it's not only that. I mean, and here you are, you're talking about salary cap, right? If they had this whole salary cap thing, here you are with two expansion teams that you're saying, hey, you guys got to go ahead and get to a floor. Once again, salary cap is, I don't, I just wonder how that works. Does a team like, Pittsburgh go, okay, look, we have Skeens. We really like O'Neal. And we really like Bubba Chandler. So we're going to pay those three big dollars, but then the rest of the guys, we'll just pay them enough to get to the floor.
Right, Logan. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Say you pay $2.2 billion to bring the team in. Now you got to build a stadium. You got to locate the stadium. You got to freaking get the guys in there to play. I'd be looking, if I was doing that, I'd be looking for a place that already had a stadium and try to use that until I can build a new one.
Well, they probably would. Portland. I mean, you would think that potentially they could. They would use a minor league team. They'd use a minor league stadium to get them in. But because you would think if you're targeting to take the field in 2020 and 32 or 33, you figure by 2030, 31, the latest, you have to have everything in place with this whole, scout coaches, minor leagues. I mean, not only that, now you're talking about salary cap issues. So now you weren't, it's like, hey, not only are you an expansion team, but the expectation, and who knows if this stays together, right? And let's say the floor keeps going up and the cap keeps going up like they do most of the time in salary cap sports. So
Right.
5 years from now, what if the floor is $200 million? So not only do you have to go ahead, figure out the whole stadium, the whole minor league, all the scouting, all this other kind of stuff, you still have to then your first year be at about $200 million in salary.
Yeah, because you're looking at say you pay
200 million, sorry.
you pay $2 billion just to get in the league. Now you're looking at probably another $4 or $5 billion to get your rest of your team together, the stadium and all that. If you don't have one already.
I mean, I would think so. To me, what I would be interested in knowing is what would an expansion draft look like?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Because right, like how are they? Like I can see them looking the way the NHL did. That's why, like when you look at a team, you look at these expansion teams. Like you look at the Las Vegas Golden Knights expansion team, you know, and what they've been in the league, I think maybe 9 years now or so, maybe somewhere in the name. And they've been to the Stanley Cup, I think, like 3 times. Because of the way they have set up the expansion draft.
Well, how they do it? What was it? 92 when they brought in Florida and Colorado.
Yeah, I think so.
Like how they do it then? They might do it the same way.
But then, yeah, but the way they did it then was, you're only allowed to protect. You were allowed to protect, a bunch of players. I forgot what the number was and stuff. I don't know. I mean, it would be interesting to see what the thought process is, on how that draft is going to go. Because, like I said, to me, I think it's so The Las Vegas Knights started in 2017. So they've been in the league 9 years. They won 1 Stanley Cup. They won 3 conference championships. They've been to the Stanley Cup, what, 3 times?
I think so,
They
yeah.
won their division 5 times already. That's an expansion team. 5 times in 9 years. So they definitely went ahead and, changed the way they are doing things. Roster size will be going up at least one player. Royals are already searching couch cushions to find bullpen's arms. Yeah, I think it's gonna, you know, eh, I think that
Watch.
I just think from a standpoint of what they're gonna do, how's it gonna go ahead, and I mean, to me, I look at it and I'm like, man, oh man, I just I just don't understand how baseball is going to, I mean, you know, I don't want to say survive because they probably will, but how they're going to flourish because I just don't see it. You add another, 60 major league baseball players. I mean, you can't please don't tell me that there are 60 guys in the minor leagues right now that are worthy to be full-time MLB starters, because if they were, why aren't they there now? I don't understand, you know? Now, who knows? Again, this whole thing, again, to me, like I said, with the whole thing with the salary cap,
I'll be right back, brother.
you got it, man. My thing that I wonder about with the salary cap, honestly, is it gonna really do what they think it's gonna do? And I can't say that for sure. I mean, look at the NBA. The, the NBA has, a cap and everything. And you look at Boston. They have one guy making 58 million, another guy making 54. There is a guy making 30, and then after that it drops down to 15. So there's basically 3 guys that are making 140 something million of the salary cap. I mean, one guy is 35%, another guy's 32%. So I mean, is that what we're going to have in baseball? Is that what we what we'll be looking at? And again, how do you institute, in my opinion, like I said, how do you institute that? How do you make that happen? I don't know how this whole thing works, tax, payroll, or space, and all that other kind of crap. I don't know how that part works. Labor payroll. I don't know, man. I find it amazing how, you know, Cleveland Cleveland has a labor payroll. Total payroll allocations for Cleveland is 79, let's call it $80 million. And you're going to have a floor that they got to reach that is, let's say, $175 million. You're basically telling them, hey, you need to figure out a way to add $100 million in payroll. Is that what we want? Is that truly, what we want? Do we want a guy like, oh, I don't know, Hunter Gaddis? Nah, not him. I don't know. I can't even pick out a name from the team. Brian Rocchino, Roricchio, whatever his name is. Kyle Manzero. He's making 800,000 this year. So what we're gonna do is say, hey, guess what? You're gonna go ahead and now be making 15 million because we got to get to the floor. I I got a problem with it. Got a real problem with it. I don't understand what they're gonna do. I'm glad I'm not. I'm glad you know. Glad I'm not having. It's not me in one of those seats trying to figure out what happens. You know, Chicago White Sox all of a sudden, Anthony K making 5 million. Hey Anthony, you're doing pretty decent. We're gonna give you a 10, $12 million raise. You're gonna be making 15 to $17 million now. You know, that's the part that I don't understand. That's the part that I have a hard time with from the salary cap perspective. Hey, Miami Marlins. You know what? Griffin Conine. Yeah, you're making 780,000. But we got to go ahead and get to the floor. So how about we pay you another 10 million on top of that, or 12 million? Again, I just don't. I just to me, it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to do it. I mean, if your child has any kind of talent where you think they can play baseball, man, have them go for it. Have them go for it because the way this whole salary cap is going to be, it's going to be crazy. No, there are going to be all the big money guys leaving the high payroll teams. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're going to leave. Like a Mike Trout leaves. He's $37 million. He goes somewhere, but hell, you know, again, where's he going to go? You know, and a thing like a guy like him who is on the Angels. Well, the Angels right now they're at 175 million. What are they going to? They're going to trade him. Then they're going to have to pay somebody else to go ahead and get to the floor. The interesting piece comes, for instance, Toronto. 40 million for Vladdy, 25 for Cease, 25 for Springer, 23 for Gausman, 16 Bieber. You know, it's not those guys that's what I'm wondering. Do those guys stick around? But now are they just, is it going to be one of those things where you're going to have, five or six players are going to make all the money ish, maybe a few more, maybe 10 players make up the money. If you're saying, hey, we're going to get to the cap, and the cap is 240 million or 250 million, so you can pay 10 guys, and the other, 12, the other 15, 16, you just fill them in with, you know, arbitration dollars, like Trey Vestige, Trey Yasevich, I mean, 788. He's pre-arbitration. You don't got to worry about him right now. I mean, I just think I'm definitely not happy about the way this may go. White Sox say three candidates for the number one pick in the MLB amateur draft. So there are three players that they are looking at deciding among the number one pick: UCLA shortstop Roach Cholowski, Georgia Tech catcher Van Lackey, and Texas high school shortstop Grady Emerson. Still a bit of an open book. Be interesting. 2 shortstops or a catcher? I don't know, man. Meanwhile, he is a supreme catcher who can define the position. Wow, that's going to be interesting. 3 different players that they are looking at picking. Going to be interesting to see how that works its way out. But hey, it is nice to have choices. Trout came off the DL. Dingler hit by a foul tip. He's exiting. Crapola. High school or college? Yeah. The two college kids and 1 high school kid. I don't know, man. I've heard a lot about the kid from LA. I mean, from UCLA. And even living in Georgia, I didn't hear anything about the kid from Georgia Tech. But I don't know, man. A catcher overall #1. I guess what the last one that would have been what, that kid for Pittsburgh. Uh, Picks in MLB. Well, let's see. If we go Eli Woods, Bonanza, Jackson Holiday, Henry Davis, Adley Rushman. There have been a couple. West Virginia had a hell of a catcher who should go pretty high. Yeah. It's funny when you look at some of these names. Eli Willits, Travis Bazana, Skeens, Jackson Holiday, Henry Davis, Spencer Torkelson, Adley Rushman, Casey Mize, Royce Lewis, Mickey Moniak, finally living up. He's playing well. Dansby Swanson, Brady Aiken, Mark Appel, Carlos Correa, Garrett Cole, Bryce Harper, Strasburg, Tim Beckham, David Price. Wow, Luke Hokovar. Man, Justin Upton. Matt Bush. That didn't work out. I mean, how many of these have worked out, right? Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Ken Griffey Jr. Very few. When you look at this list right now, you got Ken Griffey Jr. Hall of Fame, Chipper Jones Hall of Fame. A-Rod would have been if he, didn't. But as of right now, Joe Mauer. Joe will probably get in the Hall of Fame. If he's not already in the Hall of Fame. Joe Mauer. I believe Joe Mauer is your other. Yeah, there's 3. Oh no. Well, Harold Baines is elected, but we know how he got elected. But the 3, that got in off of the actual, baseball writers would be Griffey Jr., Chipper Jones, and Joe Mauer. That's it. The only other first overall pick since 1965 is Harold Baines. But again, Harold went ahead and he got in by, the what is that? The election, whatever, the error ballot, whatever the hell that's called. He didn't make it off of the writer's ballot. You're right.
Yeah, just had to help the wife a little bit.
How's she doing?
Better.
Good.
Still a lot of pain, but it's better.
I'm sure.
So,
So overall number one picks, it's not a guarantee. It doesn't really. I mean, it's one of those things where massive crapshoot. Yeah, Josh Hamilton went overall number one. There were a lot of guys that were supposed to be, but you know what supposed to be's do? Supposed to be's hang out with the wannabes.
This is true.
So, what were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I just seeing where we were at. I'm gonna ask you your thoughts. It's off baseball, but the whole taking the WWE taking the championship off of Sammy after 9 days with CM Punk, nonetheless.
I mean, you know,
I saw it coming once they had him.
once you knew it was in Chicago, you knew they were going to figure out a way.
Right.
Look, if Night of Champions isn't in Saudi Arabia, I don't think Sammy wins.
This is true.
Poor Sammy. I mean, what bothers me more than that is that the way he won. I've seen him do that friggin' Blue Thunder bomb, which is supposed to be, oh my gosh, and he's never pinned anybody with that. Yet he does a stupid friggin' little roll-up bullshit, and he wins.
Yeah.
And you can see Cody just looking out this way, right? You can see Cody lay on the ground, and he's looking out this way. The referee's back here behind him. He's looking out this way. I mean, that's the part that gets me with that whole thing. I mean, but it just, yeah. It's why they went ahead and had Oba go ahead and decide to not, go for the title, because the title will be there all the time. Okay, well, that means then King of the Ring means absolutely freaking nothing.
Exactly.
Because even if you didn't win King of the Ring, you eventually were going to get a shot at the title.
Right.
That's the part. It's what it's so irritating about, the WWE, the way they do this crap. And I don't understand. I mean, you can't tell me that this is, that everything before the merger, that Vince was that much of a genius when you compare to what they're putting out now. If you're telling me that Vince the Booker was that far ahead of Triple H, that's crazy.
I think so. I think just because Vince has been in the business basically all his life, he knew where to go with things, how to do things, get the storylines and all that correct. Did he have some mess ups? Well, yeah, but I mean, nobody's perfect when they're trying to do stuff. But I mean, you had more than just three main characters.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like they're trying to push LA again, but what are they going to do? Just squash them? If
I was LA Knight, there's no way. I don't care what the contract says. I ain't re-signing him because you ain't winning shit. Yeah, but it seemed like there was more. Walking. I'm not disagreeing with you.
The storylines are definitely better with him than they are now. A lot better, especially if you go back past Cena. When you had The Rock, you had The Undertaker, you had all them guys back then that you could actually write storylines around and have them go for a couple months before, stuff happened. But now these guys just are like, yeah, okay, we're going to listen to the fans. No, we're just going to do what we want to do, see what puts butts in seats. And that's all it is.
Well, I think you have that right for sure. It ain't about what, it's about how many asses can we put in the seats.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it was just Vince himself, but he had a better creative team than what they have now.
Yeah.
I mean, they knew they were going to have CM Punk come in Chicago, so they could sell that place out real quick.
I think you
But that's how we get the Cody and Punk match at SummerSlam, probably. And then you'll have Roman and Seth
that
Rollins. I'm hoping, and I know I don't like them either. I don't like triple threats. I'd like to see them put LA Knight in that one, but I know they're probably not going to.
I think LA there'll either be something with Jimmy or there's gonna be something with Jacob for LA.
Yeah, true. But
I think
they even messed Jacob up. He could have been one of the upper guys, but
yeah. And what and now you had then uh you had to have Maxine Dupree get involved with Vision to trying to get their title back.
yeah, I didn't get that one either. I mean,
I mean, I just the creative writing or a lack thereof. I mean, just isn't really. It's not doing anything.
no, I agree, Rob. I agree, Lockin. It would be nice to see him in there, or maybe he interrupts or comes out and distracts Rollins to have Roman beat him. I don't know, but
No, Roman is going to get a clean win against Seth.
you think?
Hmm.
Maybe.
Well, if not, then what are you doing? You're setting up when for another match at another PLE for them?
Probably, but and what are they going to do with McIntyre when he comes back? And they're not even. Sheamus isn't even sure if he's even coming back. I'd rather think about that. He's not sure. I mean, and it's not like AEW is really any better. I watched one the other night and I'm like, this is not any different really than besides for the blood. Setting up Roman to win at Mania, huh? Is he gonna fight? Is that where he's gonna fight Oba and beat Oba?
See, I don't. That's the thing. That's that whole thing. What are they doing with that whole storyline thing?
Oh,
Yeah. You know, how are we going to get this storyline? Because I mean, it's not. Oh, as King of the Ring, I got it in. I won it in in June, but I'm going to wait until April to go ahead and get my shot. Yeah. I mean, are we really going to get Roman and Oba and Saudi?
you get him and Sammy and Saudi.
Because that's where WrestleMania is.
Uh, I did not change. I noticed that. And then I'm
So,
looking.
so Sammy goes ahead and becomes a two-time champion, but he has to wait until
Yeah,
Saudi Arabia again. I just
I think if they're doing anything with Solo Locking, I have a feeling they're gonna put him and LA Knight together as a one-time thing against the Usos. It's the only thing I can see them doing that because there's really nothing else with him. Because who is that? The tall one's what? Tomatango, whatever.
but both of them walked out.
Yeah, so I mean,
The last two of the MFTs are gone. His family tree is now just a stick.
yeah. Wonder what they'll do with those two guys.
I'd probably throw him in some kind of tag team stuff that no one's gonna give a crap about.
And then I hear Enzo and big guy are supposedly coming back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
They, but that just it. I mean, that again, that's the part that is irritating as all heck, man. It just, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things when you sit there and you look at it and you try and figure stuff out, and then you go, you know what?
Whatever.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, you have another tag team that you never even freaking hear about.
Well, you see him in backstage, like when the Profits had it. Like, when are you guys going to go against us title for title? And then they ended up switching and giving it to the Vision that back. So it's like,
Right. And then
and are we
and
going to
then
get?
you have as Division jumps in the SUV and drive away, outrun Otis and Tozawa. Are you what seriously because of Maxine Dupree going there, and what are you really gonna are you gonna try and have a little push of Tozawa and Otis?
Yeah,
Is the Maxine a work for them? And is she really like, does she turn against the Vision, and all of a sudden we throw the belts on Otis and Tozawa for a week? I mean, this is the kind of stuff that you think that they could possibly do now, which they never would have thought about doing in the past.
and I agree there. Yes, knock it off with that crap.
Yeah.
And are we going to get a Gunther versus Nick Aldis match? Is that what they're aiming at there?
I mean, it looks like it, but I don't know what it does.
I don't either. I don't. Does he basically become the career killer and take out Nick Aldis, and then they got to find a new general manager for SmackDown? It's the only thing it make if they did. That's the only thing that would make sense. But he's not really the career killer anymore. But whatever.
I mean, you're really, I mean, when you think about it, that is something that they could do. Nick, I mean, you get Nick Aldis in a WWE ring, and then you could put him in the Hall of Fame.
This is true.
Hey, I had my match. Now I'm Hall of Fame eligible because I had my one match or a couple matches, just like Sting.
Well, wasn't Nick Aldis a wrestler before, like Pierce, or no?
Oh yeah, Nick Aldis was. I mean, yeah, NWA. I mean, he did a lot of stuff, man. He was really good, and Pierce was a good champion in his day. But I mean, you're talking about lower, obviously lower end, wrestling
Right.
units. But Aldis was pretty good. He had the 10 pounds of gold, TNA.
Yeah, that's true.
I thought it was NWA. Sorry. That's right. He was Magnus, and that's where he met. What's her name? Oh, the one who was like the cowgirl. Oh, damn it.
Maybe we get the Raw anonymous general manager again.
Yeah.
That was such a fun
Mickey
time.
James is his wife.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Nick
that.
Aldis is married to Mickey James, and they have a young son. Um. Yep. There you go. But I mean, I don't know. Okay, so what are you gonna do? Again, like, so you're bringing what I mean, if you're bringing Nick Aldis in for Gunther to go ahead, and end his career and everything, okay, I get it. But are you going to bring Nick Aldis in to have any kind of run at anything? Again, what are you doing with all these other frigging guys?
Yeah.
Bring Nick Aldis, who hasn't wrestled in so many years, but screw LA Knight. Bring Nick Aldis in, but don't worry about trying to advance, a Carmelo Hayes or some of these other guys.
Right.
That's the part that gets me is what are you doing? Here we are. You know, more shit with Penta. So Penta has a ladder match now, and now there's the gauntlet match to see who's going to go ahead and face him. You know, Trick is just, I don't know. Like again, Sami Zayn goes from, gingerbread man for the US title to WWE champion, and then he gets screwed and he loses, right?
Right.
You know,
Yeah, Dragunov hasn't been on TV in a while.
Dragunov is another one, unbelievable wrestler, not doing jack shit with him. Trick Williams are trying to build him up so much. Well, what are you doing? I mean, you're making him kind of sort of, you're gonna make him what invincible, and then what do? Then where does he fit? Is he go just is he now in the Punk Cody? Is he going after the undisputed title, or now is he going to be in line in some way, shape, or form for the heavyweight title? But you can't because you have Roman there right now, and then you sounds like everything means you're going to go to Oba. So that means you're going to take Trick if you're going to put a big belt on him because you think he's the leader of the potential faces of the company. So that means you're going to make him undisputed champion.
What's up, Dusty?
What's up, Dusty? How you doing? Yep. Yeah. No.
Still working on that box for you, brother.
I mean, that's the thing. Like I said, that's the thing that gets me. Is what are you doing?
Yeah.
Saturday night main event supposed to be a big deal, really, and you have Danhausen against JD McDonough.
Yeah, I don't.
Wow.
I wish they would just break up the Judgment Day. That just needs to end. It's getting better, brother. Getting better. Yeah, I just don't. There's really no rhyme or reason to what they're doing. I mean, we're gonna see obviously Oba beat Brock because he's basically done. But then, what do you do after that? I mean,
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think right now for Saturday night's main event, which is what, a little
Next
more than
Saturday.
2 weeks away. It's the 18th. It's the 18th of July,
Next Saturday, yeah.
and there are 2 matches that have been announced. Paige and Brie Bella against Fatal Influence for the women's tag title, and Danhausen versus JD McDonough.
Yeah, Finn is another one. What are they doing with him?
Yeah. Well, I mean, and again, I mean, the whole R-Truth thing with Priest. All right, let them. They're doing their little thing, whatever it is, fine. But I mean, okay, so you have a belt on Priest. What do you do? I just, again, to me, when I look at the whole thing, I don't have a problem with them trying to do certain, like if they're saying, hey, we want to do certain things, just how do you make it all fit? At when, like, you keep giving a belt to Punk and you give it to Cody.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but to me, okay, so what does that mean? Does that mean then that they really don't have confidence in a Trick Williams? That they don't have confidence in some of these other guys being able to go ahead and be the face of that franchise that night? I don't know.
I think LA Knight could be, but
I'm not going to National. Yeah, it's more like Sunday Night Heat. Exactly. I mean, what they're trying to do and everything. I just, I think it's, that I don't know. It's
yeah, I agree. They're waiting for Randy to come back.
right. There you go.
They
Put
gonna
the
put
belt
the
on
belt.
another 40-something-year-old guy.
Yep. They are at some point to give him the 15th to be able to tie Triple H. I know it. I just don't know who he's going to do it against.
I mean,
I'd rather see it on him than on CM Punk at the present time. If Randy would have been the one coming back there, I'd be okay with him winning it. And then if he dropped it down in a month or two or at SummerSlam, whatever, fine, whatever. But CM Punk, why? What's the point? I know you guys want to do the Cody CM Punk match, but I think that's going to be a very boring match, personally.
well, how are you gonna build up anything? Because if you remember, when it kind of first occurred that could potentially be, Cody was your champion,
Right. And they're still both technically face.
right?
So you're going to have this match, and afterwards they're going to shake each other's hand, and
Yeah.
the day after he wins, hello. That'd be fine too. I mean, I wouldn't mind. Just, somebody different. I mean, I'd love to see. I wish they did not bring Brock Lesnar back to do against Oba, but it is what it is. I'd love to see an Oba Roman Reigns match.
To me personally, I think it's going to be. I'm really curious as to what they're going to do with that match, because like what are you trying to completely establish, right? Because if you have that match at WrestleMania, after all the buildup of Oba, and then you have him lose, let's say, okay, hey, you know what? The tribal chief is still the man, the myth, the legend, the reason why he's, he is your new, GOAT per se, right? But then, what do you do with an Oba? Do you have him turn around and then Night of Champions challenge him again and then go ahead and win? Like, I just don't. And then when you put the belt on him, I mean, please don't let it be like Sammy. Don't let it be short. The way you're building up Oba Femi, you would almost think that they have to have one of those ones where he is beating everybody in front of him for at least a year.
Right. You would have to.
Especially if somehow um that match becomes a career match.
Right. I agree.
If that go ahead.
And the other thing is, I know they have it slated for December, but where's the news on any of this whole John Cena experience or whatever it is? They haven't said a damn word about that since he said anything. At least bring something up about it. Say, hey, we're going to look at December or something.
The John Cena Invitational Tournament, or whatever the hell it's called.
The John Cena Classic.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I don't know. I don't. Nobody knows what that is. I mean, they're trying to figure it out. The worst part about this whole thing was when they went ahead and when they put the whole thing in there about the potential of letting fans go ahead and vote. Now that's what people expect. I mean, I just, I don't see the point. in that whole thing.
I agree.
But somehow they do.
Is it to give John Cena more time before he's inducted next year? Which really, who cares at this point? We know he's going to be. I just don't. None of this makes sense. They're not doing anything with guys that could potentially be the face of the company for you. I mean, Seth Rollins, whatever. You're going to have Reed coming back soon. What are they going to do with him? I mean, it just makes no sense with the guys that are coming back. What are they going to do with them? I know Kevin Owens is supposed to come back, I believe, at this Saturday Night Main Event. Supposed to be in Madison Square Garden, right? I think.
Yeah, it's in Madison Square Garden. Yep.
Yeah, they're saying that he's supposed to make a return there. Whether it's wrestling or not, I don't know. But I know he was there the night in Saudi when Sammy won the title. I don't know, Luck, and that's a question I'm trying to figure out myself.
I don't know if they're gonna. I mean, I don't know. They have to do the Hall of Fame in Saudi, unless the idea is that, you know, I mean, obviously that would mean that none of the people that are going to be performing would be there, because they can't have it be on Friday and have them all jump on a freaking airplane to go.
I could see him doing it Saturday before or Friday before, like the week before. That is a possibility, but say, look, we're not going to do the Hall of Fame there. We'll do it here, but we'll do it the Friday before, the week before on Friday. It's what do you call it? Mania, maybe.
Yeah, and then because if you do it in Saudi Arabia, then you're also talking about doing it at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
It's going to be very. I don't know. Who knows if we will get the numbers? I'm sure we will.
Oh yeah.
But I really would like to see the television numbers for it.
Yeah.
Especially for 2 nights. If they did SmackDown in the States, they could even have time to fly before. Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. You can't really do anything in the States that weekend that's, let's say, part of a WrestleMania facilities.
Well,
And I can't believe that. I don't know, man. That's a tough one.
SmackDown, you got to remember, is taped. So they do it usually either it's usually the night after Raw in the same city, usually. But they're doing it in a different city, then it obviously is different. But I mean, they taped it like they normally do, then yeah, they could make it. But like I said, they'd have to do, if they did the Hall of Fame here in the States, they'd have to do it the week before. It'd make no sense if they're not going to do it in Saudi.
Because especially, right, remember, they introduced the Hall of Famers at WrestleMania. So,
Right.
that would be another thing. If you do it the week before, that gives you a chance to put all those people on a plane to get out there. Oh. Live most weeks. Oh, wow. I just think, the whole Saudi thing is just, it's crazy to me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think everybody understands why, but I mean, if you're the Saudis and you're paying that kind of money, you're going to say, no, I don't want we're not getting, like, how do you keep the Hall of Fame out?
Right.
How do you not do the Hall of Fame? You can't do it after, because, I mean, yeah, it might be 1 o'clock for us in the afternoon, but it's, more like whatever, 6, 7 o'clock over there.
True. I just don't see them doing that there. But then again, it's WWE. Anything can happen.
Well, I think you have to think about it from a standpoint of, again, let's look at it from a dollars and dollars and cents perspective. You're talking about, again, we have heard many times that, right, the prince, he spends a lot of money, you know, on getting those people there.
According to what I'm reading, it is scheduled to be there. It's scheduled to take place in Saudi Arabia. It'll be held WrestleMania weekend at Kingdom Stadium.
It doesn't surprise me.
It's just stupid. Wonder who they'll induct this year besides Cena.
Um, I don't know, man. I mean, my goodness gracious, you're gonna go ahead and have you're gonna have a guy that people believe is the GOAT, and he's gonna go into the Hall of Fame in Saudi Arabia. Wow.
Exactly, Lockett. I agree.
Well, you don't know what it's gonna be like in, well, I guess Saudi Arabia. I guess I guess if we're considering Saudi Arabia, I mean, it's a year from now. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, and I'm not trying to say you know, I'm not trying to say anything, against what you're saying, Lockett. I think it's just, I don't know, man. It's
It could
wow.
still be that way, but I don't foresee it. But I mean, I just don't. It just doesn't make sense to have it there. But the right amount of money is all it takes for TKO. So
Well, that's the big thing. I mean, the big thing is TKO. TKO is they're gonna look and they're gonna go, hey, guess what? We need to go. Yeah. Hey, oh, you want to pay us how much? Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, we could definitely do that. We could definitely figure out a way to have the Hall of Fame. You know, yeah. Well, that's true. You're 100% correct, Lachlan. I kind of forget that sometimes. I don't think. I again, who knows what kind of plan they have. Because here's the thing, right? Obafemi. So now, does Obafemi, if Obafemi is gonna wait, he's not gonna get his shot until WrestleMania. Then that would mean he has to either win the Royal Rumble or the Elimination Chamber, because you can't go ahead and all of a sudden now have the winner of the Elimination Chamber or the winner of the Royal Rumble not get a title shot at WrestleMania. That's what they always do.
that is true.
So, unless Survivor Series is Oba and Roman, and maybe that's how you can go ahead and have Roman win. Then you can have Oba win Elimination Chamber or Royal Rumble, and then challenge him at WrestleMania and have, Oba go ahead and win. But for crying out loud, if you do that, I mean, you know, Roman Reigns might have the most main events in WrestleMania history, but he's getting like freaking LeBron James in that he's also going to wind up having the most losses in main
Right.
event history. So I don't know, man. It's so freaking frustrating to try and figure out what they possibly could be trying to do. It's freaking painful.
I would definitely agree. We could bang our heads all night and still not figure it out.
Because the shit don't make sense.
I mean, I could see the Survivor Series possibly Roman and Oba maybe there.
Yeah.
Do you put Oba in the Money in the Bank match instead? He gets the contract and gets whatever he wants. I mean,
Yeah, but even if you win Royal Rumble, really, the one who wins Royal Rumble is really the only one that gets a choice. Right? Because if I'm the champ and you're the champ, and Larkin wins the Royal Rumble, he picks one of us. So he picks me. Then whoever goes ahead and goes into the chamber, whoever comes out of the chamber would get you.
right, but I thought Money in the Bank they could choose who as well, just cash it on whoever they want.
Right, but they would have to cash in at the event.
Right.
They would have to cash in at some point. What I'm just saying is then all of a sudden it becomes like Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. It becomes a triple threat. When all of a sudden Seth decided to cash in when it was Roman and Brock. I'm not saying he can't, but what I'm saying though is that, if he did, then he would have, he'd have to figure out when he can go ahead and cash in, because at Royal Rumble and typically, right, at both of those matches, there are no men's championship matches, if I remember correctly. I mean, I may be wrong, but I don't necessarily think there is a championship match.
Oh, I think you're right. I don't think there is.
Let me see. Yeah, at Elimination Chamber. Yeah, because at Elimination Chamber you have a men's match and then you have a women's match. And then they usually have maybe, two other matches. Elimination Chamber is usually 4, maybe 5. Because your Elimination Chamber usually go longer. Like last year, I think they only had 4 matches last year.
I think so.
And if you go to Royal Rumble, I think, like I said, I don't think if you look at Royal Rumble, I don't think Royal Rumble, what do you call it? Royal Rumble. You look at Royal Rumble for this past year. Cody did have he had that undisputed match against Kevin Owens. So that they did have one there at Royal Rumble this past year. So you potentially could. But I don't know. I just, I really just.
It baffles the mind. Trying to see what we got. We got Saturday Night Main Event. You got the AAA, whatever that crap is. You get the SummerSlam. And we got Money in the Bank after that. You have anything in September? You have a Sunday night main event, and what do you call it?
In Atlanta, right?
Yeah, yep, yeah. You don't have any PLEs in September. You know why? Because Money in Bank's not until October, so it looks like they take a month off.
Well, I mean, crap. You think about it, it's really 2 months because SummerSlam is the first weekend in August, right? So you look at from that standpoint. What about uh would you have anything from an NXT perspective?
I think there is, but I mean, they're not.
Yeah.
I don't see like anything on their tickets. You got the Saturday night main event in July 18th. Then you have a AAA thing, but that's nothing big. Then you have SummerSlam, NXT Live, NXT Live, Live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't say I see. Oh, Heat Wave, August 30th, NXT Heat Wave. The same day they have the AAA show.
Yeah.
And then you have September 6th. Well, yeah, again, that's August 30th. September 6th, you have the one in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Then it's a South American tour.
Yeah, and you're right. Then you have money in the bank come October.
Mania, Money in the Bank, yeah, and that's it.
What's amazing is Survivor Series is still TBD.
Yeah. I'm going to Survivor Series is what? Is that October or November? That's November, isn't it?
November. It usually, I mean, I know in the past it used to be the Thanksgiving weekend, or was it the weekend before Thanksgiving? It was somewhere around that time frame. But I don't know what they're doing now.
I know this isn't wrestling, but you see what Top's going to do starting with Chrome Update Basketball?
No, what are they doing?
Not going to have a wrapper around it anymore to keep people from reselling it. I'm like, that's not going to keep people from reselling it.
What do you mean not gonna the hobby boxes or period?
It looks like it says Topps is trying something new to fight resellers. Every box, Chrome Update Basketball Mega Box and Friday's Peter will ship with a factory seal fully removed. The cards inside stay untouched, but it means you slow down instant resales. So, like the plastic wrap that's around it says Topps on it, it won't have that.
How are they gonna stop?
How that still stops resellers, I have no idea.
Well, I think it slows down resales because now, how do I know you didn't open up the box, open up
That's
it,
true.
and put your thumb along the side to see where oh, thick card here,
That's true.
or try and figure out a way to look through each pack and then then put them back.
They're just testing it, they said, so who knows? I mean, I try not to buy open boxes to begin with, but like I got my LCS guy has the All-Star mega boxes in stock. I'm gonna run down there and try to get 2 of them and see how I do.
I haven't looked for them at all.
The only place I've seen them out there in the wild is online is Dick's. Open boxes until you get the auto, then repack the leather. Yep, exactly. That's what's gonna happen. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you buy 3 hobby boxes, you open it up and everything, and you'd be able to probably resell 1, if not 2 of them, depending on how fast you hit the auto.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my gosh, you can weigh individual packs now.
Yep. I think it's a bad idea personally.
Well, I think they're doing that because there were some LCSs that started to do that.
That reselling cases before they even got them.
No, 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 no. What some of the LCSs were doing is that when you come in, they were cutting the wrapper off and selling it, but they were doing it. They cut the wrapper in front of you and then handed it so that you couldn't turn around and resell it for more than what the LCS was getting.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, let the LCSs handle it that way.
Yeah.
Send it shipped and say, hey, LCSs here. I mean, for crying out loud, you're making them do all other kinds of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Why not go ahead and say, hey guys, here's the way this is gonna work. Um,
You sell a box, you have to cut the wrapper off before they can walk out of the store with it.
yeah. So I don't know. That whole. I mean, I like the idea from if it helps the people go online and use the bots and be able to go ahead and take advantage of every single thing and then take it and turn around and say, hey, I know you bought this for 150, but being that you missed the pre-order, now it's going to be $300 from that standpoint. The big three and they're jacking the prices up, giving top cut. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Once again, I'm not saying that anything is going, I don't want to say that anything is not legit and everything, but again, it's still really amazing how there's no inkling of any of the massive hits, any of this shit going on. Look at all the tops now from football, from the NFL draft.
Yep.
Did you hear of anybody hitting that first card of any of the top players?
Nope.
I mean, that's the thing, again, that triple autograph, the Curry, so on and so forth. I mean, I get that tops now is a different one, right? Because that is very, very private. I mean, I bought a bunch of the Patrick Bailey. It's sitting right here. The one of one could be in here, but you know me that if the one of one that is in here, everybody gonna know about it.
That is true.
From that standpoint, but all these other special cards, here we are, what, 3 years later, and the Tom Brady card hasn't been done. And again, all I'm saying is with the amount of that product that was being done by breakers, right?
You would think somebody would have hit it.
What breaker would not like? You're doing it live. You're not like how many of those people tape it and then show it afterwards, right? They can't do that, right? They got to do it live. Or what are they going to say? Okay, hey, you 30 people that bought in, we're going to do a special little private only. Because if we hit the big cards, we don't want anybody to know. What breaker would not want to be known as the breaker who hit the Tom Brady 12 out of 50?
Right.
Who? If you're a breaker and you're in that business, that's all of a sudden eyeballs go right to you, right to your website.
Yep.
Great question. Maybe nobody was buying them from Fanatics, so Fanatics said, "All right, hey, David Adams, you can go ahead and have them because nobody buys our crap off of our own website anymore."
I saw somebody rip open, or he posted he ripped open one and got Fanatics batting gloves, not even autographed or anything like that. One of a kind set of batting gloves. I'm like, okay.
I don't know. I mean, there's way too many of these chase cards that people aren't hearing about. Again, don't get and because from a standpoint of this, again, when you look at it, all we hear about is with the breakers, the breakers, the breakers. Well, they hit so much of the stuff because they have so much of the product and blah 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 blah. again, well, all right, if that is the case, I get it. But you would think that there would have been, if somebody hit that Brady, I mean, I guess you could do a private sale. Hey, keep it on the lowdown. Don't say anything. I just, I
I mean,
just want to.
is it possible it's still out there? Yeah. Odds? Probably not. Like, hasn't been, like, it could be in a box somewhere, yes. The odds are slim against that, though, I believe. Somebody could have bought it on like, just a private person just said, you know what? I'm keeping it. I'm a Brady fan. Or sell it to Brady on the down low.
If you're Tom Brady, don't you say, "Hey, look, I'll buy it from you. I'll give you I don't know, make up a number. Let's just say $1 million. I'll give you $1 million for it. I'm not going to say who you are, but I'm going to go ahead and let people know that I have it."
True.
I just think from a standpoint of, you know, to me again, I said, okay, so how many freaking boxes of 23 Bowman draft, whether truly made or jumbo boxes? I mean, don't please. Or whatever it may be. I mean, how much of that stuff is not opened?
Right. Like who's like sitting back on it and stuff like that.
Is there somebody out there waiting and waiting and waiting and saying, "Hey, 5 years ago today, this released. Nobody, after 5 years, nobody has claimed the Brady 12 out of 50.
I got it
It
right
could
here.
be in this jumbo box. We don't know how many more of these jumbo boxes are there. So for $15,000, you can buy this box."
Yeah.
It's maddening.
I'd like to know what grade that mantle was in that kid pulled. That's what I'd love to know. I haven't seen any more than besides that the father and son, but I'd love to know what the grade was. Like PSA 1, 2, 3. You know it's not a 10. We know that.
Right.
I'd say that to be a 5 and below, maybe even a 4 and below. But I mean, it's just like you said, the chase cards are to the point where are they? Have they been hit? Have they not been hit?
And I think
And that's what
that's
keeps people buying because they're like, well, if it's not out there, I'm going to keep buying and buying and try to hit it.
but where?
I don't know. I'm not going to sit there and buy and buy. No, no way. Even if I could afford it, I don't think I could sit there and buy a case of that on a chance.
So even if I just went to eBay and did 2023 Bowman draft, and then I hit sort by the highest, price plus shipping, and it's all cards.
Really? Wow.
I mean, there's the Paul Skeens 5 of 5. It's in the PSA vault. It's a PSA 900 grand. The green refractor of Nolan McClain, which is absolutely ridiculous, is 100 grand. The super refractor of Bryce Elridge, 1 of 1, is 75,000. Roman Anthony's 1 of 1, 60 grand. Colt Emerson, the kid who may go #1 in this next draft, 50,000. But another Skeens, another Skeens, another Skeens.
But no Brady's.
Well, it's not even no Brady's. It's no boxes.
Oh, wow.
These are just all individual cards.
That's
You know, I mean, Paul Skeens, Bowman Draft, Black Refractor, 6 of 75, 13,000. I mean, that's what, you know, there's a lot of schemes for sale of 23 Bowman Draft.
so a sealed jumbo box of 23 Bowman Draft. There's one out here for 2,700, 3,000, 3,200, 29, 41,000 for the super jumbo.
Well, are they making a super jumbo now?
Ours was a 2023 Bowman Draft Super Jumbo Box 5 autographs. It's the one with the thick packs, I believe, in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the double packs, whatever they are. You can get
I
one
mean,
for
you can
1,500.
still buy mega boxes of Series 2 on Tops.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, what did he say about that? Just saw an email Tops Finance dropped and nothing available on Tops. Yeah, when I went to look, they didn't have it either.
I didn't notice that Ohtani hit his 300th home run,
Oh, wow.
and there's a Tops Now card for it. I'm going to be amazed to see what the print run of that is going to be.
72 million.
Probably not wrong, bro. Probably not wrong.
72 million and only one autographed.
CM Punk has his Tops Now card of CM Punk.
Why?
He won the title. He secured the title.
Who cares? What's the point? All I want to know. What's the point?
It's the summer of Punk.
So let's see. You got Chrome Black Football, Update Basketball.
You got Resurgence Football, which not exactly sure. I mean, it's weird because they do a Resurgence Football. It's, you know, you do Chrome Black. I mean, it's the same. You know, you're still talking about shiny cards and stuff like that. It's interesting how, you know, what's going on with that. You see the other new one they came out that's coming out soon for basketball? Topps Motif.
Oh, jeez. So looking at the Ohtani 300 card that you were talking about,
Yep.
you have ultra rare chrome and opal chrome patterns. 50,000 plus print run. Look for chrome parallels 99 and out of 99 and 50 and lower. Then there's 100,000 print run, 250,000 print run, 500,000 print run for 101s and stuff, I guess. Like, how many? Like, the print run is just going to be astronomical for that. And
yeah,
was there like one autograph? Probably, I would imagine. You get 20 cards for $170. There you go.
And what is that now?
20 cards for $170 of those Topps Now Ohtani 300 card. One card will cost you $12.
Chrome Hobby, $300.
Wow. Yeah, I don't see, Chrome really doesn't do it for me. I'm sorry. It really doesn't. It used to. Now it's just like whatever. I think it's because of the price, a lot of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
It's just not enough there for me to.
well, the scary thing is, or I should not say the scary thing, the issue that you wind up having is that even if you say, well, I'm just going to buy singles and stuff like that, you know, you're still going to, I mean, yes, it's not going to cost you as much as, you know, buying the box, but you're going to still pay a good amount of money for it.
Right. Well, my LCS has the megas of finest for 90, Hawking are $10 cheaper. Just saying. Not that I'm going to buy any because I'm not a big finest person anymore. I used to love it back in the 90s. Even when they had the action, still you had to peel off the little steel over it. You had the black. Was that the black? You didn't know who you were getting.
Yep.
I love that. Bring that kind of stuff back. I'd be interested in some of the stuff, but $13 for a mega pack? No way. This is why people can't afford it. Well, regular people. I'm gonna save up money and end up buying a pallet or something at one point.
Man, you have more fun if you went on shopgoodwill.com and go there and buy, you know,
I have looked at them.
buy a pallet.
I thought about that. I looked at them and I'm just like, the ones I keep getting were $30 for the box, but then another $30 to ship it. I'm like, no. I don't want $30 of stuff that I'm going to probably throw in the fireplace. I mean, you might get lucky in some of it, but most of it you're going to be throwing away. I know Mike does it occasionally, but no thank you.
Oh, you mean, yeah. I mean, you look at it from the standpoint of, I've seen, what do you call it? What's his name again? 1 Million Cubs. That guy. I forgot his name escapes me for a second.
I mean, I've seen people,
and they buy a pallet. They buy a you know a Gaylord of it.
Yeah.
And you know go through it, and you might I mean, I think when you probably figure about when you look at it, the amount that you're spending, if you're doing reselling, I mean, it could work because you could go ahead and get, maybe you get somebody who had, a bunch of Topps Chrome or a bunch of whatever it is they threw in there, stuff like that, and you can find some stuff that, but sometimes they'll have the stuff that's already in boxes, already in binders, so they will have things,
right,
that you don't necessarily, that are, I'm sure a lot is ruined, right?
Right. Especially in a Gaylord, I would imagine.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I thought that would be cool. What's up, Maddie?
I think it'd be fun to do. Hey, Maddie. But my wife would kill me if she saw a Gaylord of cards just coming to the driveway. She'd shoot me. What the hell is that? Hey, I just want something to do. I got enough to do. But it would be fun to just kind of go through. I thought even just going down to my local one to see if they had some in their store. Because I've seen people go into stores and find one guy found a box and it ended up having I think it was some rookie card that was worth $200. I'm like, yeah, I won't get that lucky.
No, but I think, like I said, to me, I mean, honestly, I look at it from a standpoint of just the fun of going through all the. I guess, the hardest thing for me would still be trying to get rid of it all. There's going to be a certain amount you'd be like, oh wow, this is awesome, and there's going to be the other amount you're going to go, what do I do with that now?
I want to say you'd probably say, let's say 20% is awesome. The other 80% is going to be, well, I got kindling. Or you just make stacks of them and just sell them for $1 online or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, the problem you have now is you can't, um, you got to watch that now because supposedly, I guess USPS screwed something up where I think it was on eBay. Like some of the stuff, all of a sudden, it's like ridiculous. Some people were saying it was cheaper to send something that weighed 3 pounds than it did something that weighed like 8 ounces. There was something going on, from that standpoint.
I mean, I
But
guess it's possible.
I mean, to me, it's like one of those things. As you're sorting through it, see, to me, it's one of those things you say, okay, hey, as I'm sorting through it, I'm gonna sort it. I'm already gonna have a plan of sorting in a certain way, not just looking through real fast, pulling out the good stuff, and then go, okay, now what do I do with it? Right? It's one of those things where I'm working on it. I'm gonna have what my plan is, and I'm gonna do it.
Right.
And then maybe you do I don't know. I mean, to your point, do you make stack? I mean, if you get a freaking gaylord of cards.
What's up, Chuck?
Hello, Mr. Dupree. How are you, sir?
Yeah, game
Um,
over cards would be holy crap.
so if it's like how many could you get in? You think
How
about it,
many could
right? I
you
mean,
fit
if
in
you
there?
have a 5 row box, you get what, 3,000?
Hmm. I mean, you're looking at a Gaylord. You could potentially have over 1 million cards in there, technically.
Right. But let's say you have
If it's all loose.
right. But let's say you have 100,000.
Okay.
And I don't know how much it would cost to get one of those.
Yeah, me neither.
But let's say it was fine. Let's say you find someone, I don't know, somehow, somewhere you find one and you pay, $600 for it.
I mean, if you're paying 600, say another six to ship it, 'cause it's going to be trailered, obviously, by a
Yeah.
drop ship. So
So
say
let's
$1,200.
so $1,200 you're all in.
I ain't done Ross. Oh man.
If you go through it and you're making, team lots, and you're putting, to your point, if you're putting them in T lots and you're saying, hey, $2, just got off work. Oh man, working the late shift. And if you're putting them in team lots of 100 cards and you're selling 100 cards for $2, it's a lot of work, and who knows how many. And you'd have to do that at the flea market.
Yeah.
How long is it going to take you to get through a freaking pallet worth of cards doing it like that?
A couple months maybe.
And I guess if that's, if I mean, it's to me, see, again, that's one of those things where you look at it from a standpoint of, you're like, man,
I think like you, it'd be fun just to go through it, kind of maybe even reminisce something about some of these cards. Like, I remember when this came out. I remember pulling this when I was back then. You know what I mean? That's the only thing it'd be for me, just because I probably opened more than a Gaylord worth of that kind of stuff back then when I had my shop. But it's still the reminiscing would be where it'd be fun. Trying to sell them, like you said, you'd almost have to do 5 row boxes of like maybe 3 or 4 teams, throw them in there, put them out for like you take the whole box for $6 or whatever, just to try to make something. Would you make your money back? No, probably not.
yeah,
Unless you got lucky.
yeah, like they have right now. There's no bids on it, but it's assorted Topps Donruss baseball sports cars training mix, a mix lot, 6 pounds, $10 is the starting bid.
And that's on what?
Shopgoodwill.com.
Shop Goodwill. That's right.
They're big. There's bulk boxes, $10, 10 pounds. Meaning when you look at them, you look at the cards and everything, and I mean, this is like all football and stuff, and it doesn't. I'm not saying. I mean, I don't think it's good stuff. It's score football and stuff like that. But I mean,
Right. I
you get
mean,
to some of that sentimental stuff and everything like that, and you get, some of the, I don't know, maybe you get lucky and you go through here and there's some Hall of Famers and stuff like that. But again, you're like, what are you going to get for them? How fast are you going to sell, so on and so forth. To me, I don't know from a standpoint of, um, I don't know how much it would be worth it going through. But I tell you, here's one right now: 5 pounds of sport card lots with baseball, 2023 stars of the MLB, Houston, the Dodgers, and stuff. It's 5 pounds. It's an assorted thing of cards. They're stacked nice. It's there are a lot of stars of the MLB cards in this
yeah.
one that they pulled out. That's what they're showing and everything. It's 23. I don't know what series it is. Probably a combination of the different series, but that sucker has 9 bids in it, up to $46.
Damn. Here's another 5 pound sports card lot with vintage baseball Ripken Jr. from the 90s, 80s, and football. Current price is $10 with no bids. So it looks like a lot of 90s score, some Dunross. They're stacked decently in the box, but I mean, I wouldn't pay it. Then there's a whole autograph, 250 autographs. Baseball, football, MLB, or football, baseball, and basketball. It's got 62 bids, $934. Like, no, thank you. I want a Gaylord. Where are they? Show me the big one. Five
Yeah,
pounds.
and then you look at what when you look at that one and you look at the autographs.
They're not worth 900 some dollars.
I mean, it's a lot of guys. It's a bunch of college cards.
Uh-huh. I was like, really?
But there's somebody out there thinking, man, maybe they see one or two that could fetch a couple of a couple of bucks and everything. There are some non-sport ones in there, so maybe they're looking, they're going, oh my gosh, there's a golf card in there. That guy is, the next hottest thing in golf. These cards are people are gonna want to buy his cards and stuff.
I
They
guess
may
it is.
look at that and go, hey, $900, I'm getting over 250 cards. Woohoo! I'm not agreeing with him.
15 pounds of cards for $26.
I wish there was
And
a
nice,
way that you could.
nice box, but it looks like 1990, 91 tops. Never mind. I wish you could look for like specific sizes and stuff. Oh, here we go. Bulk, maybe?
I just tried putting sports cards palette.
There's
Maybe I could have spelled palette wrong.
a tote full of them. Massive 230 plus numbered sports card collection, $601. I don't think so. Not today, folks. Not today.
Some of them are crazy. Because here's a box, two 8 out 2 pounds 8 ounces vintage sports cards with 90s baseball and 80s basketball, and that 86 Fleer. They may have some 86 Fleer in here, so I can see why maybe that might go for a couple bucks.
Maybe. Here's a mixed box. Looks like they're all in top loaders. 10.8 pounds. Price is $346. I think I'm going to pass on that one. Not really. I was hoping to find something big. Got like 200 pounds of cards.
22 pounds of cards for $100.
You know, there's 25 pounds for 66. 14. There's a lot of some of these 4-row binders for $50 and $75. But
Oh, here you go. Here you
binder,
go. Here's one. Sports cards assorted lot, approximately 527 pounds. Pickup only. I know it's crazy, Lawkin. Wow.
here's a lot of a 45 and a half pound box for $150.
Wow. Holy crap. Pickup only, 527 pounds. The starting bid, the current bid is $50. Where the hell is it?
Looks like I'm
Pickup only.
He says I'm going to pick that one up tomorrow.
Goodwill of Southwestern Pennsylvania.
Get a hold of Jimmy. Jimmy, I'm going to send you this. I need you to get this and send it to me.
Where the hell's the chat go? Yeah, I just put the link to it in the private chat.
I don't know where it's at. 520. That's a Gaylord. Holy
They're
crap.
rounding up everything now. Yeah, I know that everything. It's crazy, Lawkin. That's what I was saying there. People are saying that it's like, but they're also saying that it's cheaper to send like a 3-pound box than it is a 8-ounce poly bag.
Yeah, it's in Pittsburgh. Hey, you can get Anthony to pick it up for you.
No, Anthony is no longer in Pittsburgh.
Did he actually move?
He did.
Oh, wow.
Flow Rider.
That is a lot of cards, man.
Dude, that would be so much freaking fun.
I'm looking at some of the cards look pretty beat up, though. I will say that.
There's
Especially
2 of them there.
There
is 2 of them there. There's another one that has one bid. That's 554 pounds. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, you can
Well, here's
find
my thing. If it's pickup only, why am I paying you $10?
handling.
There's no forklift available. How you gonna get? Cannot be returned or refunded.
You bring
There's
a
no
pallet jack with you.
And a trailer.
Yeah.
You'd have to. It must be picked up within 2 weeks of date of payment.
That's what I mean. If you can score, if you live fairly close by, and you could score something like this for $100,
yeah,
and it would just be so much fun ripping through. And again, you don't have to worry about it, but it's crazy.
a lot of this isn't anywhere near me, unfortunately. I wish.
I think it's fantastic.
You should tell Mike about it. Hey, Mike, hey, you get this from Pittsburgh. You can go out and drive and pick it up. Do a break with it. Might take you a while, but
you imagine that, guys. I'm going to do a break. It's going to happen over the next 5 weeks, 5 months, but it's going to be epic.
it would be. It'd be. I mean, it's enough there to do it with. That's for sure. Let me see.
Think about it. You say, okay, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and the way I'm going to do this is because because it's all different assorted. I'm gonna break it up like when I wanted to do the super break of all four sports. I'm gonna break it up that way. You buy it, it's $75. You get all the cards for that team. You would have 32 entries. My goodness gracious. That'd be
Yeah.
freaking awesome. I gotta check Shop Goodwill in North Carolina.
I wish there's a way to like actually.
Although Pittsburgh ain't that far. It'd be worth it.
My shop Goodwill. How do I find like where they would be at? Need a Friday. If I went out there to get that, yeah, I got my pickup, but
Yeah, but if you don't have a forklift to get in, you need a trailer.
yeah,
Unless they have a unless their receiving department, you know, but I don't know how you would still get it onto your truck.
right. I don't even know how to look in my area for that kind of stuff.
Me either.
Let's see. Oh, let's go to advanced maybe. Aha, there we are. Location. Let's see, is there any in North Carolina for you? Yeah, there's one, two. There's Conover, Gastonia, Greensboro, and Statesville.
I'm right near. I'm close enough to about an hour from Statesville, and about 35 minutes from Green. You said Greensboro?
Hang on. Yeah, Greensboro, Statesville. Oh, Charlotte has one. Conover and Gastonia. I have Berwyn. That's too far. Brookville, Falls Creek, Harrisburg is not too far. Neither is Scranton. Know where Wellsboro is too. That wouldn't be terrible. There, let's go with that and then see what they got. Search. No. I'm gonna go back through this again, really.
Were you able to?
I'm looking to see if I can get. I found them, for like mine, but I got Harrisburg, Scranton, and Wellsboro. Let's see, search. Well, they do have a few, but not. There's 500 mixed, but it's in a bag. Oh, thank you. 80s and 90s NFL, NBA sports cards. I hate when they put them in bags. It's just terrible. Massive lot, 1,000 plus mixed sports cards. And you had to just throw them in bags, huh?
Yep.
I mean, they don't look terrible, but I mean, for $36, I'm not, no. They do have a couple others, like the ones in a box. The 80s and 90s football and baseball, or 80s and 90s NFL, NBA sports card. That's $26. Where's that one at? That is Harrisburg, of course. A binder. Looks like a lot of 90s cards. Which it's just the price gets me. It's like, these. I think these people even know, like, okay,
Yeah, that's the problem. All the good cards will be the ones that are damaged.
probably yes. I don't see anything big that way for me. Yeah, that's why I have a bunch of forever stamps already. I bought them low. I can sell high.
Why are they going up too?
Going up to 82 cents.
I wonder if eBay standard envelope is gonna go up.
It is possible. What do they got this at? I mean, that's why I've been shipping most of my stuff with UPS. Not little letters, but I mean any boxes. Because it's usually only 2 or 3 cents more than USPS, and I know it'll get there and not play football with.
Yeah. Yeah. No big bulk ones in Carolina. But you could save that search, and if they ever have one, woohoo!
Be right back.
Well, I was gonna go ahead and wind up ending it when Johnny comes back. Yeah, I mean, I tell you, I've been fortunate with the plain white envelope and everything. Uh, and I mean, quite honestly, you can if it doesn't get delivered or something like that, or it gets lost and everything, you know, I I just refund the buyer, and then um I'll put the claim in with uh the ESE website and stuff, and just go ahead and get it taken care of that way. Because and so far each time I've tried to do that, I've been rather successful in making the return. I mean, not making the return, getting my money back. So so good. Mantis, how the heck have you been, man? Almost 3 hours. It is time to go. But I tell you, if I knew where some of these pickups were, I mean, well, truth be told, I don't need any product, but you know what they say. You know what they say. You back overseas? Come on, Johnny. I sometimes wonder why people um, watch cheap sports cards on eBay. Like, hey, Let me go ahead and watch this. This $1.97 card. I just don't understand it. I mean, good for them. I'm okay with it, but it just seems kind of odd to me. I am down to 5,000 active listings. I've just been relisting, doing sell similar rather than been adding some new stuff. But I got some new stuff I got to go ahead and add. I got some stuff I had scanned before we moved, just so I could go ahead and make sure I had some stuff to do. Well, good for you. Thank you. Thank you, man. Ay, 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 ay. Johnny boy, where are you? Johnny, where are you? Hope you got any buybacks you had turned in.
I am back.
No. I had no buybacks. I haven't been buying new stuff, or any of the new stuff I haven't been opening, so I will miss the buybacks.
For that Chrome.
Yeah, whatever it is.
I know the football one was like only for a short period of time.
I'll be screwed then. I don't care. I don't even. Well, actually, I shouldn't say I don't even have any. I don't even have any football Chrome.
Yeah, me neither. I think I bought one hanger, and that was it. Didn't get anything.
All righty, man. I only pulled 2 Romans. Roman who? Stafford, Roman, and Liv. Oh, those are the buybacks? I guess I should open up my wrestling ones now. Oh, well, it doesn't make a difference. I'm probably going to miss it. All right.
Oh.
Well, all right, everybody. Have yourselves a good one.
Yes. Be safe. Treat us how you want to be treated.
Thanks for hanging out. We will catch you next week. Episode number 34. Mr. Deadline.